Hey guys, I'm on the last part of the course, and the last part of Chapter 6, obviously. This is where I talk about how I personally trade. I personally like to trade with the trend. So to do that, we need to start looking to see where the trend is on a long-term chart. So I pull up a daily chart and a weekly chart and see where the direction is headed. Here's a daily chart. It's pretty obvious. You just read left to right, if you remember from Chapter 5. Pretty obvious it's on a downtrend. Pull up a weekly chart. Again, really obvious. It's hard to deny this. This is a downtrend. So we can start looking within the shorter time frames, within the daily, below the daily and the weekly charts on a 4-hour, on an hour chart, and start to spot 1, 2, 3 patterns that are sells and trade those. That way, you know you're trading with the trend that's going on in the higher time frames. There's another way of doing this too, and that's by looking at when a price action pattern breaks. So let's take a look at this one, for example. Let's see here. We have a 1, 2, 3 buy pattern. This is on a weekly chart. Okay, so we have a 1, 2, 3 buy pattern. You take a look across. Obviously, this did not hold at all. It broke below the low bar number 1 on this bar right here. And this is on the week of August 31st. So on the week of August 31st, when that bar closes for the week, we've got a really good idea where this is headed. This is heading south. This is going to go down. So once we get that indication, it's time to look at smaller time frame charts to see where we can take profit of that. We realize it's going to go down. Now let's take a look and see where we can get in at. First off, even before I go there, it's just like anything else. When a price action pattern breaks, we can start counting the horizontal bars to see where it's headed. So this 1, 2, 3 pattern here, we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, and count 4 the opposite way. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got some idea on a weekly chart that it's headed to 136.37. Obviously, it plummeted a lot more than that, but it gives us an idea. So once we see that, let's start looking at a lower time frame chart. I pulled up a 4-hour chart. Now remember, this closed on the 31st of August. So after that, it's time to get your radar up and see where we can start getting in at the price. Here's September 4th. Yep, September 4th. We had a nice 1, 2, 3 sell pattern on 4-hour chart. And take a look, move it across where the resistance line would be. Pretty good. Pretty much dead on, actually. And you can see what happened after that. So the weekly or the daily chart, whatever it may be, is giving us direction. The smaller time frames are giving us the entries and the exits. Actually, you could even use the weekly exits. So, for instance, I said we had a take profit of 136.37. Ooh, done that. Pull it back up. Okay, I lost my spot. Give me 1 second, I'll get it back for you. Sorry about this. Okay, I'm back. Do it this way. So we have an entry we have a take profit of 136.37. We can grab the pips here. Our entry would have been somewhere around the neighborhood of 144. I want to say 20, the 144.20s areas. So technically, you could have gotten the 144.20, and if you really want to wait, you could have waited till it hit 136.37. So you're talking about a take profit of, what is that, around 600 some odd pips. For a risk level, if you count the high of bar number 1, at 145.26. So a risk of about 100 something pips for a take profit of 600 something pips. Remember, this break tells us to take profit and the direction. Lower time frame gives us the entry. You want to combine the two. At least that's how I do it personally. If you would have held it, you wouldn't have gotten to 36. This is kind of risky. I mean, 600 pips to 100 pips. That's that's a great risk-reward ratio. It might not be completely realistic. There's going to be bumps along the ways, as you can see what happened here. But you can see what happened with this move alone. You're talking about I don't even know what that is. That's looks like a 400 to 500 pip move, just based off of this information that it broke here. Once that tells us that, we can look for entry and we get an idea where exits are going to be. Also, if you notice, same concept before, even on a weekly chart. If it breaks the low of bar number 1, we can use that as support and take a look. It hit over here and it came back up. Went a little against us, but it held pretty well. You can even see it even closed around where that support area is. You see that? Let me draw a horizontal line so you know what I'm talking about. See that? It closed where our support is, our resistance is, our newfound resistance. And take a look. A bunch of different ways to do this. Try to do it from a top-down perspective if you plan on trading with the trend. For those that like to trade a small time frame, you don't have to look at the weekly chart or a daily chart or anything like that. Start off with an hour chart, even a 30-minute chart. 30-minute, hour chart, see where the trend is going. Read it from left to right. See if any price action patterns are broken. Then go from there. Look at a 5-minute chart, then look at a 15-minute chart. See if you can find an entry based off of what's happened with the trend. That way you know you're going at least in the right direction. It'll always increase your chances of having a successful trade. That's it. Pretty cut and dry stuff. I don't really have much more to add to this. If you're somewhat new to trading, or if you've been trading with indicators a lot, or you've just been demoing a lot and you never traded live, don't try not to stick with the demos for too long. Demoing is fine, just don't overdo it. Remember, demo cannot simulate what happens when you trade with real money. Open up a little mini or a micro account, even if you're just trading for cents or a dollar or whatever. You'll become a better trader once you know what it's like to trade with real money. A demo cannot simulate what happens when you trade for real money. It just can't. I've seen countless traders who just stick with demos and they do great with them. The moment they start trading live, their confidence is shot because they're so tense because they're trading real money. Don't let that happen to you. Start off small if it needs to be the case. Start off with the mini or micro accounts. Almost any broker can do that for you. That's about it. I really hope you enjoyed this. It took me a really long time to get used to this. I was like a lot of traders when I first started off. I traded with indicators and it led me to nowhere. I was getting so frustrated with it, and it just wasn't working for me. So I really hope, at the very least, you got some insight into the market with this course. And hopefully you can use that to your advantage and really start making some pips. That's it from me. I'll talk to you later.